Seattle Metro League, the top high school basketball league in Washington that has produced some of the NBA's biggest superstars. 9 of the last 10 3A state champs came out of the Metro League, so in this series, we cover the 8 teams in the Metro Mountain Division throughout the 2024 to 2025 season. This is episode 1, Seattle Prep vs. Rainier Beach.
Me and my nephew Keon getting all these racks. Got so much drip when we pop out, they asking what is that? I spit the band just on these kids, boy, you can't step like that. I'm T4L and EBE, I put it on the map. I'm scared to vent, I treat the mic just like he's staring. I've been fighting, tossing, turning in my sleep, these demons hunting. I was broke a couple years ago, now everybody noticed. And I was broke a couple years ago, now everybody noticed.
Welcome to episode 1 of Metro League. My name is Joey, and today we have a matchup between 2 very talented teams, Seattle Prep and Rainier Beach. But before we get into the game, let's take a look at the standings and rankings for week 1. On the left, we have the standings. Coming into this game, you can see most of the Metro teams have already had their first game with the exception of Garfield and O'Day. And on the right, we have our rankings. These are primarily based on the talent and coaching of each team, combined with how well they are playing throughout the season. You can see coming into this game that Beach is 0-1, but they're ranked as my number 2 team, whereas Prep is 1-0, but they're ranked number 5. This is because Beach's loss was to one of the best teams in the state, Annie Wright, who they barely lost to in the season opener, but even despite the loss, they're still going to be one of the best teams in the state. Prep is currently at 5 after a win over Sammamish, but depending on how they do in the coming weeks, anything could change. But without further ado, let's get into the game. Starting for Beach, we got the number 1 ranked senior in the state, Caden Powers, the number 18 ranked senior in the state, Niall Robinson, the number 3 ranked sophomore in the state, Keandre Morris, the number 2 ranked senior in the state, Jalen Petty, and the number 11 ranked junior in the state, Marcus Ilimanis. Starting for Prep, we got unranked senior Dakota Jeffcoat. We got the number 26 ranked junior in the state, who's only ranked outside the top 20 because he missed last season, Nico Christophoulos, the number 15 ranked senior in the state, Nirvan Misra, the number 83 ranked senior in the state, Nick Shano, and the number 7 ranked senior in the state, Beckham King. Both teams are guard heavy with elite scorers, so it's shaping up to be a good matchup. Rainier Beach won the tip-off, and it was a defensive battle to start the game, but Nico Christophoulos and Nirvan Misra helped Prep get going early. Jalen Petty then silenced the crowd after getting fouled on this 3, and he knocked down all 3 free throws at the line. Nico then got right back to work, making a nice move to get to the rack for another bucket, followed by a big block on the other end from Beckham King. Nirvan then had a nasty pass to Nick Shano to give Nirvan his assist, forcing a Beach timeout as Prep went up 10-3. The timeout seemed to help because right after, JP knocked down a big 3. Beckham then answered right back, fighting through contact for a tough bucket, but Beach kept a hot hand from deep. Keandre Morris knocked down a triple, and JP splashed another one, this time from the corner, tying the game at 12. Prep would end up getting 2 more buckets at the end of the first, one from Dakota Jeffcoat and the other from Beckham King, giving them a 16-12 lead as the game entered the second. The number 9 ranked sophomore in the state, Micah Ilimanis, the younger brother of Marcus, now checked in the game for Beach, getting an early bucket to start the second, and it continued to be a tight game. Beckham knocked down this midi on Prep's next possession, but JP answered right back with a hezzy and 1-3. Moments later, Beach took the lead after Caden Powers knocked down his first bucket of the night, and just seconds later, this happened. JP gets a huge slam as the energy in the gym started to increase. Beckham then knocked down a corner 3 to put Prep back within 1, and it didn't take long for them to regain their lead. After the and one conversion from Beckham, they were up 24-22. But what if I told you the game would completely shift in the next 3.5 minutes? After Micah Illy-Manis converted the three-point play to take the lead, Beach then took over this game, getting everyone involved as they would end up going on a 21-0 run. Right before half, Nirvan drew a foul to finally get Prep back on the board, but they would go into halftime now down 43-26. Both teams traded buckets to start the second half, with Nico Christopoulos starting to heat up for Prep. He had a nice midi before Keandre answered back in the paint on the other end, but he came down the court with another tough bucket trying to keep Prep alive. Niall Robinson continued to shoot lights out from three for Beach, as it would be tough for Prep to come back. But Nico continued to cook as he hits this three ball on their next drive before KP matched him on the other end, and he had a nice drive to the hoop when he got the ball back in his hands. From there, the solid basketball continued as both teams continued to trade buckets for the next couple of minutes. Towards the end of the third, Jalen Petty started to heat up, getting a huge fast break dunk followed by this triple to extend Beach's lead. Then after that, he almost threw down one of the nastiest dunks of the year. The game now entered the fourth quarter with Beach up 70-47, making it tough for Prep to come back. And in the fourth, JP continued to go off. Star freshman Knowledge Wright also started showing out for Beach, but really the whole team continued to go off. On the other end, Nirvan made a nice play in the paint, but Keandre answered right back, getting to the rack on this tough shot. Then, moments later, JP elevated once again. Both Beckham and Nirvan had a pair of and one buckets after that, but there wasn't much they could do with such little time remaining as Beach would end up closing it out 91-63. Hope you guys enjoyed the game. That run Beach went on in the second quarter made it really tough for Prep to come back. In fact, if you take away that run, it was only a 5-point game. So these teams will face again later in the season, and I think it'll be a lot closer, especially because Nico Christopoulos went into foul trouble early in the game. So if that doesn't happen, I think it's going to be a lot closer. But shouts out to both teams. Shouts out to Beach, who went on that run and continued to play great basketball throughout the game. Jalen Petty would end up being the leading scorer of this game with 27 points. Beckham King had 25 for Prep. So lots of good basketball. We got more on the way. So make sure to subscribe to the channel because episode 2 will be coming out real soon. O'Day versus Roosevelt.